Welcome or welcome back, especially welcome back. No one's going to start the show. Season 2, Episode 3. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching The Wire, Season 2, Episode 3, Hot Shots. Not to be confused with Hot Shots, or the sequel, Hot Shots Part 2. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen the second episode. I'm a little slow on getting it edited. The goal is, if you all are seeing this, you'll know that I'm trying to get Episode 2 and Episode 3 up in the same week to kind of make up for last week being so slim. Big takeaways from the previous episode were obviously the Greek, his actual reveal. I think I suspected it earlier in the episode that the old guy might actually be the Greek, which is just weird to me to think of, because when I worked at the track, there was this one client who I did parties for, a Greek guy. The only Greek I've ever known personally and interacted with regularly. Interesting guy, but now I'm trying to think about him, just opening up somebody's throat in a back room. And Fritz, Fizzy, Nizzy, the dude from Generation Kill, he was calling the wrong guy the Greek. That guy's the muscle. I don't know if you all have noticed, but a lot of my thoughts is just like one very long, drawn out, incoherent, rambling, run-on sentence, paragraph story. I'm a fan of commas, but I use them too much when I write, and then I don't break up enough when I speak, so I'm all over the place. Velchek is fucking with Frank Sabaka, right? Isn't that his name? He's messing with his dock workers, messing with people's sobriety checkpoints, parking tickets, just, using your professional station for personal vendettas. Just regular people stuff, I guess. It shouldn't really be that surprising, though. I mean, I know I've been dunking on them, saying these dudes are children, everyone's acting like a child. Well, the human psychology is pretty fucking, shallow at times. I can have 5 or 6 great games of Overwatch, just kicking ass, stomping people, whole team ripping and roaring, feeling good, and then one bad game, one comment, and it just offsets all the good stuff that just happened. Well, where was I going with this? How did I get here? Because the Major isn't getting his glass wall, his mirror, his mural, whatever. It's just yeah, but they had a history, because the first episode, he was like, oh, Frank Sabaka, father, I'll talk to him. And then they had a talk last episode, which I have not edited yet. And he was telling him, I heard a lot about you growing up. My sister said you were like this. My friend said you were like that. So there may have been some degrees of separation of the two. It's not like he's some complete stranger and it's like, oh, this guy has a mural up, I'm gonna destroy him. It's like they know about each other. I recently had an interaction with a police officer because my car got broken into. We were talking about stuff, and then I'd be like, yeah, but this would be more paperwork, right? Or that's just more bullshit. I just slide some things in there just to gauge a reaction. The last episode, it was so, I don't want to say disheartening, but it was sad. It was sad that the cops were fighting amongst themselves to not take those bodies. They didn't want to do the work, or they didn't want it to hit their percentage. Frank actually cared about the lives of the women, but then the Greek was like, how much money did we lose on these whores, these dead whores? I don't know. It's just disheartening. There are far too many people and not enough human beings. The older I get, I say the older I get, I'm 40, right? It's just death gets more and more tragic. I don't know why that is. I don't necessarily think I value life more the longer I live, but just the fact that just lives get trashed, just completely derailed people and just whatever, and it's for profit, or we don't want to help because it's more paperwork, or we don't want to do this because it's never going to change. It's just the hopelessness out there is just staggering when we're supposed to look to each other for help. And this is what's out there? I don't know, this intro kind of took a turn. It's been 8.5 minutes. Wow. Did I sit in silence for a while? Did I blank out? What's that all about? Anyways, I'm not going to ramble on anymore. We have to get into this third episode. This is Hot Shots, Season 2 of The Wire. Here we go.
Now watch, you're going to see Donnell's little brother come on out with that laundry basket.
And it takes in a basket.
One in the afternoon and one at night. Always the same laundry basket.
Is that Omar? You don't see too many profile shots of him.
Yeah, we're gonna do him tonight, you heard?
Put the basket down now. Put it down. Fuck, I said put the basket down.
Y'all niggas got caught slipping.
It wasn't a sting, it was a jack. You got jacked.
Nice, very nice. That's something you don't see every day.
What they need is a union. Russell.
انا جاي بس اعمل شويه فلوس واروح لعيالي.
Tờ giấy của tao là đàng hoàng hết rồi.
ابي جاري دو تم جاي.
Oh, they're interviewing all the people off the boat.
Mỹ tiếng English.
نو انجلش. ما بعرف انجلش. مفيش انجلش.
English. سيدوي بقى.
Kente Kente. Yabba dabba dabba doo.
He called him That was some of the most racist shit I've seen.
Halfway around the world and not speak any motherfucking English.
سيدوي.
English, motherfucker!
Do you speak it?
Choxy took all his gear when he jumped. A few of them were coming back day after day, scripting more and more cash. We figured they were gambling down in the holds.
And maybe not, right?
Maybe the girls are coming out. Because they said last episode they let them out to do stuff, but...
If you hold us another day and bring in interpreters, they're still not going to say a damn thing. The unwritten rule is that what happens below decks stays below decks.
Great.
Sit up, Nikki. We got paying customers waiting.
Regina George, her actress, I'm getting vibes from her. I don't know why. It's not the same person.
Ashley's been talking in class about how mommy and daddy don't live together. By the time she's in elementary school, it's going to be an issue.
By the time she gets that far, we'll be under the same roof.
Saying make the family proud and taking the work and all that because... Did we know he had a wife and kid? Or ex and a kid?
You want to keep on like this, and I got to rethink stuff.
As soon as I start getting more hours, the first thing I do is get my own place. You want to move in with me? Great. You don't want to? At least I did my goddamn best.
A lot of people talk about their best. I'm not really sure.
Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Yeah, and right after that, I'll just go ahead and stick my tongue up some guy's ass.
Yeah, you better not mess with a woman who's... She's cutting your hair, dude. Until you're out of there.
Got you good, huh? You think? No, I mean, well, not really.
Him on the boat. Him down at evidence.
How's Kima?
She's inside. Asset forfeiture. And she's second year pre-law.
House cat. That ain't her.
That's the same thing Herc said, right? House cat, inside cat.
Last thing I did was put him on a bus to New York.
Year or two and I'll be a lawyer. I got 22 years in. I'm putting the papers in this week.
What I mean is he might leave the show as police, but then come back in as a lawyer. That'd be wild.
Stop lighting up all the damn time. Maybe you'll be able to understand.
You know I'm gonna light up regardless.
Long.
Motherfucker, you know but if your ass don't get the finishing, I'm fucking
Yeah, Omar was scoping on these girls, these women earlier. And we know he scoped on Cruz in season 1, so,
I heard them project niggas lit him up.
Nah, I heard they ran his ass up out of this town.
Spread the word, dog. Omar back.
Surprise, motherfucker.
The cargo bay that held our containers full of new boxes, nothing to recover there.
And all them sailors, they lied to us in every language past English, gibbering motherfuckers.
I don't like watching him eat. That's the best way I can say it.
Sounds like some weak-ass shit to me.
'Cause it is.
But your suspect had to be on the boat, right?
Look at those fucking greasy fingers, suckled fingers. Just dropping onions everywhere.
Although there is some small charm to a woman in uniform, the fact remains we work plainclothes in homicide. Something to offset Detective Moreland's pinstripe lawyerly affectations and the brash, tweedy impertinence of Detective Freeman. Let's at least pretend we got a fucking clue.
He started that conversation weird, but it kind of got less weird.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's not here, Major.
I can see that. Where is he?
And then I'll come in there wearing plaid, like Jimmy, with his,
This optical migraine you call a business suit. It's about...
optical migraine.
The $120,000 surveillance van assigned to the Southeastern District cannot be located.
Right, we saw them take a van, Frank's people, and they drove it into a shipping container. I'm guessing that's why we're cutting to this. What do you know?
Around the world in 880 days.
Oh, by the end of the season, it's gonna be covered, isn't it? Like a big fuck you.
Do we have a plan?
Plan?
For targeting this guy, Sabatka.
I don't know.
How about some DNRs on his phones?
DNRs?
See who he's calling and look for any kind of pattern.
Yo, this too nice a block for a prison guard.
Shit, you couldn't pay me enough to work in no prison, man.
Look at here.
You know that Tillman right there. Just like a prison guard and all?
Yeah, I see him.
Steel door. Boy, and the step is all, though. Stump is sitting in the front room window staring at the damn television.
Y'all can see that from the step.
They shouldn't seem so happy to work with the guy who just robbed them, but...
I got 20 on Mr. Rat. Anyone feed me?
I hope this isn't what I think it is.
What the fuck?
Sounds about over now, though.
How the hell he know what the rat gonna do?
Alright, side betting situation is one thing. I thought they had, like, the two animals in a pit and they were trying to make him fight. It's like, because I know they're in Philadelphia, and in the back of my head, Michael Vick stories, even though I don't think it was at the same time that this is taking place.
Two babies don't move me that way. If I come up with a plan to do stunt without them, you cut them loose. You gonna have to do better than that. Oh, indeed.
I knew it. I was like, he's going to hit one of his cold Omar lines, but out of context. I just didn't know which one.
I'm thinking maybe do a quarter this time, if it's not too much.
I'm just saying, you back right quick with it.
Well, it ain't like them motherfuckers got anything else to do up in there, right?
Sound right. Account right, too?
Mm-hmm.
Boy will bring it to you outside.
So it's shit coming from Butchie then?
This episode has everyone scoping out everyone.
Dwarves are short. Hobbits are short. Elves are tall and immortal. If you weren't too scared to watch the movie, then you know all about each of this. Right in the dick breath?
My lawyer's going to be sending you something. It's not a divorce, it's an agreement, a separation agreement.
A separation agreement?
Just read it. Okay, it's for the both of us. It's to protect the both of us.
My lawyer's sending it to you. It's for the both of us. I mean, it might be a neutral thing, because they're both emotional and can't agree.
One shift today, nothing yesterday.
Ziggy, that's his name, I gotta remember.
I can't keep waking up in the morning not knowing if I'm gonna get paid. I got a fucking kid and a girl that wants to get married, for Christ's sake.
What the fuck you want to get married for?
Want to do right by the kid, you know?
I'm saying I do. Amy's like, what's the plan, you know? And I'm down here wondering if I'm gonna get a day or two.
If it's money that you're worried about, shit, you know? Let's pull a few dollars together. I'll get us hooked up with them yayo.
No, he doesn't want to work with your shady fucking goofball friends.
I ain't standing out on no corner like some fucking project nigga so I get popped for pocket change. Fuck that shit, Zig. Seriously.
Interesting the standards people set for themselves. Like, he doesn't want to sell drugs on the corner, but what other dumb shit is he going to do that is also self-destructive and a detriment to the people around him?
Why have anything other than fake companies and addresses on the manifest if you're moving a can with contraband?
Can full of dead girls sent to nowhere, from nowhere.
Yeah, even McNulty only cared about the girl's life, or death, the one who fell over the bridge, because he was trying to stick it to the department.
The money, and you know we're going to find a way to make that right. But like I said, I'm not asking for myself. I'm asking for my man.
Avon's call.
We'll be here otherwise.
Is this dude blind? His eyes are wandering. Oh yeah, because he said it sounds right to the story, because he was listening to it, but he said, is the count right, because the other guy was counting.
You're probably going to roll past tomorrow.
That'll work.
What if he's not blind and he's just always...
Makes no sense to bring the girls all this way and then kill them.
You go all that way to dumping on your old boss, and here you are worrying the case yourself.
He's got me thinking is all.
Dr. Randall. I hope no one took offense to my comment about him looking like he could do drag in the previous episode. It's just like strong jaw, tall, wild hair, kind of like not effeminate features, but like...
They pulled a lot of serial numbers and they traced back to an outpatient plastic surgery clinic in Budapest.
There's no one in the game can stand in your light, Dr. Fraser, sir.
Dr. Randall Fraser.
At least 7 of the girls in that box had vaginal intercourse within 24 hours of death. 2 had anal and 6 came back positive on their oral.
Like, I wasn't doing drag as a pejorative. Like, to me, that's like a burlesque thing or a flapper show. You know, it's in that realm. It's just...
That's a cute.
Great drink. What is juice? He's talking about not wanting to use kids, right? Didn't he say some shit about that? Uh-oh. And bust in, motherfucker.
No.
Taking the kid in there with you? What the fuck? Are we tampering with the fucking cough drops? I can't tell if he's setting up himself a fix or if he's trying to fuck with someone by tampering and then offering.
Morning.
Morning.
You deductive motherfucker, you.
So he's gonna wander in here talking about how if they ain't got the cash to travel better than a container ship, then they sure as shit don't have the money to pay a plastic surgeon.
Then he's gonna go past that and say something about that one in the water being tossed off the ship after she's already dead from a beat down.
Just stand up and walk away, Jimmy.
Somebody panics, tosses her in the harbor overnight before the ship ties up.
But the other girl saw.
So now the other girls, they get told to get back in that can.
Damn, Jimmy.
Anything else you want to tell us?
When you guys get there.
I love that whole scene. I don't know how I'm going to cut it up. I want to leave it in.
Anybody missing?
2 guys jump ship. One in Philly, one in Norfolk. But that shit happens all the time.
Philly, huh?
Come on, you know what happens to all them girls if you don't ID them. Anatomy board is medical cadavers. Then a crematorium, then that mass grave out of Crownsville.
That bothers you?
Yeah, a little.
Me too.
It's now or never for us. And not just the grain pier, but with the dredging.
They keep talking about this big project. I keep cutting it out, but it's underlying in everything.
The guys you need to be working are the guys who wouldn't have shown up if we hadn't been throwing money at them.
Like who?
Like John Carney from Anne Arundel, Liz Tobin from Montgomery, Clay Davis from Upper West Side.
Clay Davis. We've seen him, haven't we?
People are telling me it just might be a good year for the port.
Might be. You all have been stepping up in a lot of ways. Hope it continues like that. Y'all making friends in a lot of places, right?
I absolutely hate the schmoozing and the politics of everything.
One of these girls on the circuit, going club to club up and down the East Coast, can bring in $500,000 over the next couple of years.
The girls, they know what they're coming over for?
Oh, some do. Some get told they're just gonna dance or be secretaries or whatever. You gotta understand, they're coming from places that don't have much of anything. 40 or 50,000 undocumented women working in the U.S. alone.
50,000?
What they need is a union.
No, they'll just get on OnlyFans and drain the simps of their desperation and their fucking money.
Lieutenant Grayson, he's on top of things, right? Because, you know, Burrell recommended him, said he was really good at property crimes.
It's gonna take a while.
You think?
It's the guys you gave me. They're garbage.
And that's the thing, see, that's what I've been trying to tell you about the Barksdale thing. We would have brought back 3, maybe 4 million in downtown real estate. Not to mention all the money those guys were giving to political campaigns.
This close up, I don't like it.
If it wasn't for Burrell, that would have been a major case.
You know, I just came to check up on you.
Oh, yeah. D'Angelo's girl. I keep saying girl. I don't know if they're married. Does she have a ring on?
D'Angelo know what he's missing? I'm sure he do.
No.
You know, it's a shame to let things go to waste.
We all got a job to do, and your job is to let D'Angelo know we're still family.
Why are you licking her face? That's not how tongue works. At what point does D'Angelo find out about this? That's what I'm wondering. Kid gonna see something and say something later?
I'm gonna owe the babysitter half my damn salary. I don't throw myself out of here right now.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do.
Solve the fucking case.
Not a shot. I'm gonna give this one a name.
A name?
Instead of Jane Doe?
She's not going out to Crownsville, this one.
How does that matter? You see, this is that Catholic shit.
That crusade he's on again.
What the fuck I gotta feel guilty about?
Let me count the ways.
Good morning, lady.
The major, Velchek is a major, but isn't Rouse also a major?
What the?
The picture of your van.
I know you ain't been getting hours. It's been slow. 5 days last month. That's all. Give this to Dolores. Tell her you need a beer and a shot on me.
Frank,
Just do that much. You have a round on me, you go home. You want to come in tomorrow? Tell me you're going with 47. I'm with you on it.
Lane 4, you got a trucker's code and tag? Pick me a winner, Johnny.
Yeah, just make something disappear in the system, and then off you go.
It'll be up on wheels. K-Row, slot 122.
Roger that.
I saw the colors and immediately thought of Old Bay. Only the best spice mix you can have.
Wrong box. It's a misdelivery.
No need to count, but my shit always right.
Your man Avon ain't got no flex.
Afraid not.
Insert Andy Dufresne helping out in the library here. Or not.
Excuse me, gents.
What's up, man? How you liking the library?
You want me to say thanks?
You ain't gotta say shit, but you need to take heed of what can be done for you if you keep your head straight.
You just full of favors, ain't you?
Meanwhile, fucking Stringer's out there fucking his girl, man. It's just...
Yo, some shit is coming down, D, okay? You need to think, you need to trust, and you need to get your head right. I mean, because if that's all it is, you should be able to give it a rest for a few days. Because it ain't no thing, right?
Yeah, ain't no thing. Yeah. A few days, sure. A few days.
In editing, it'll make more sense. I didn't understand what the few days was for. Like something was happening in a few days, or a few days to get himself back on track, or he'd be ready to see his family in a few days.
Posłujny.
Nie stygni.
Niet. Suka.
Ela tu fo.
Does he have zigs on his knuckles? Does that say Ziggy?
All digital. 4 megapixels, 16 megs of memory, 3-time optical, 4-time digital zoom.
What are you looking for?
20%. There's 3 of us.
I want a woman with 10 ankles. But I'm going to go home tonight, and that is going to be my wife.
A woman with 8 ankles? What? 16 ankles? What did he say? I know they're trying to negotiate, but that thing threw me off.
I got to run this by my people. They okay it? I'm going to give you a call.
All right, cool.
I wouldn't know anyone who could move anything or know the connections. Like, I know how to do things. Then what?
Where's the lieutenant?
He's, on the street.
Przybylski tried to tell him, man. Like, no one down here gives a fuck.
What do you want, Stan?
I want a real detail with real police and a real unit commander.
Done.
Give me that black lieutenant that did Barksdale.
Now, Daniel's put in his papers.
I suggest you talk to the man.
Look, I'll do what I can.
He's trying to intercept him before he leaves.
And with what I'm learning about the Barksdale case, I got all kind of shit I can throw.
All because this guy wants to take down Frank Sabatka, right? Over a fucking glass mural.
Lockdown in 20.
Alright.
You hit D?
D ain't up.
That's why you got 2 instead of 1 and 1.
Who brought them in?
Young stevedore, Nico. And that idiot cousin of his.
What about Nico?
He's smart.
Make the deal.
I wonder if they knew they were inadvertently dealing with the Greek, because the guy they went to...
You know what, Dolores? I made money today.
Yeah? What ship was in?
That was a prostitution joke. Blowing sailors. That's what that was. Oh, Jack isn't hard. Don't make that face. Jack is good.
What's this?
Your change.
Or so says Frank Sabatka.
Sure.
It ain't mine, for Christ's sake. You don't take it, someone else is gonna.
Keep wanting to say Fitz. Zig. Zig. People fucking. Am I hearing struggling? Somebody throwing up? What kind of guttural nonsense was that in the background?
What's up? Yo, what's going on?
They falling out. Bull that I seen.
Falling out? Dude on a stretcher? What the fuck?
Yo, what the fuck is going on?
Bad package, huh?
Bad package. Yo. Who put that package together and had it distributed? Was that somebody making an attempt because they knew that he used? They were talking about... Shit. So much happened, okay, in this episode. And there's just like a sentence or a question asked, and then it comes back so much later. I'm just upset that I couldn't put it together. Let's get to the outro. Season 2, Episode 3, Hot Shots. Bunk and Freeman chase their crime scene, a container ship to Philly. Okay. So there's a lot going on in this episode. We had people asking about, is Omar going to be back for the trial? And he says, McNulty said, I don't know. Last I knew, he sent him on a bus to New York. Well, now we see he's in New York, setting up shop, getting things going, doing Omar things, as Omar would. It's interesting to me that Daniels, that's his name, right? Because I'm also watching Fringe, and he's in the FBI in Fringe, so he wants to get his law degree, but then at the end it was like, oh, I want a hotshot team, and the panel hasn't met with him yet, so now I feel like there's going to be dickery in the next episode, and they're going to need to like keep him on for something, and oh, we'll make you this offer, you do this unit, and then we'll, I can see it coming. Blind Butch, I don't know if we've seen him. That's not a able joke. As I'm saying, the character, I don't know if we've seen him in the past or maybe in the last episode he was referred to, but again, I haven't edited the previous episode yet. Stringer over at D'Angelo's, that couldn't have been the first time they hooked up. It didn't feel that way. Maybe it was, but either way, I don't think it's going to be the last time. And I don't know what that's going to do to D'Angelo when he finds out, because wasn't he already mad at Stringer in the past for, about Wallace? Now he's out there fucking your girl. It's like, bad times. Frank sending that guy to get a drink and a shot and a beer, and then it was actually just a payout, like a bribe or, stay here. And Ziggy saw it. That him and Nick have been doing business with this container, and now they're selling it to these side dudes who are actually, in connection with the Greek. When I say the Greek, I the old guy, but also the younger guy who's kind of like the muscle, the front of it, the face of it. It's like the Greek as an organization, not as a person. And then at the end with the Bad Batch, I remember we saw somebody taking the cough drops and doing stuff to them, but I don't remember who it was. This is one of those things I thought was going to come back later, so that after I got through the edit, I'd be super familiar, and then when I saw the prop next episode, I'd be like, aha, but no, they closed on it. Then that last shot of Avon just sitting in the cell. I think, was he reading a comic or a book, just kicking back, and all those other dudes dead. So it's like, was that what Avon was saying? Was he, when he said a few days, was he trying to say like stay clean for a few days because he knew that was going to happen? I'm rambling right now, throwing out possibilities. In the edit, it might make more sense. In the event that it doesn't, comments, tear me to pieces, do what you do. Either way, that's going to do it for me for now. I've got to go edit the previous episode so that can hopefully be out on Sunday, if not on Monday. This episode will follow a few days after that. I'm going to try to do 2 in a week to make up for last week being none. Anyway, thanks again for being here. I'm looking forward to episode 4, but it will be another day. Thanks again, and goodbye.